My boyfriend asked me to trust him. That was all he'd say. At 2 in the morning, he picked me up, and we drove through the empty streets without speaking much. Eventually, we stopped in front of an old skyscraper. I asked what we were doing. He smiled and said, "Just one more adventure." We climbed higher and higher until we reached a maintenance store. When he pushed it open, the wind nearly knocked me backward. Below us, the entire city looked like a sea of tiny lights. But we weren't done. We carefully climbed onto the narrow metal framework that led to the antenna spire. The higher we went, the smaller the world looked. When we finally reached the tiny platform just beneath the red warning beacon, at the very top, there was barely enough room for the two of us to stand. My legs were shaking. He reached into his backpack. Instead of pulling out a ring, he unfolded a black banner. The wind caught it instantly. In giant white letters it read, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." For a few seconds, we just watched it wave above the city. Then he turned toward me. This time, he reached into his pocket. He got down on one knee, somehow balancing on that tiny platform. "I wanted to ask you at the highest place I've ever been," he said, "because every adventure has been better with you." I was crying before he even finished. I said yes. A few minutes later, we heard voices echoing up through the metal structure. Security had found us. As they escorted us down, one of the officers looked at my hand, saw the ring, and just shook his head with a smile. "I'm still writing you a ticket," he said, "but congratulations."